What's going on there, laggers and lagettes and everybody in between? It's your boy Laggin' SK, and now it's time for something a little bit different on the channel, alright? So a lot of you have asked me in the Twitch chat, hey man, how do you get better at fighting games? Like, how do I know what I need to work on specifically in order to improve as a player? Do not worry, ladies and gentlemen, I got you. So with that being said, what you see in the background right now is actually a footage from my stream in a match in which I got cooked. No cap. But that said, let's see how we got there. Now, as you can see right here, I'm just blocking the block string. Only issue is there are multiple points where I could have reflected. I could have gotten this guy off me, but then I eat the command grab. Which then, for some reason, you know, I thought I would be plus on the hit, which is a very dumb decision. I mashed. Not smart. Very inaccurate decision there. I vanish into an assist that is already on screen. As you can see, the sloppiness is all over the place. I mean, I'm out here whiffing jump M's. I clearly see backdash, and I decide to say, screw it, man. 5M anyway, right? It's always worked. And then it costs me a character. So literally so far, this dude is working on what I would like to call a perfect. Android 21, who has been my main bae forever, just does not get the play. And then I just jump right into the feet of Gogeta, and now I'm eating some good old-fashioned damage. You know, good vanish out. How do I do my pressure? And then I, oop! So let's go replay what just happened. Let's go back. So I'm in the corner, getting pressured, I vanish, I clip him and the assist. So I start my pressure. And I know for a fact this dude mashes. Like, he literally has demonstrated that. And here I come calling a slow assist, leaving a gap for him to mash, get rid of my assist, and start his own pressure. Now, that being said, if he actually committed, I would be getting wombo comboed right now. But unfortunately for him, he leaves too much space in between us and the assist. Therefore, had enough pushback to where I could stick out my button, beat his button, and get my own damage going on. But we still have to count my initial mistake. Even though I took no damage for it, Zamasu should be almost dead at this point. But with the data that we have right now, we know he's always going to mash on defense. He's always going to either just mash reflect or he's going to mash jab. Those are the only two main options that he seemed to want to have showcased at this point. He does pretty well at covering himself with assists. But as you can see with a gap here, he was mashing. He ended up getting clipped because he tried to mash something on block. And you know, he tries to do a raw tag in here. You know, we're having none of it. We're coming in here, seeing what we got. We're going to see if there's another gap. And yet he got hit again because anytime there is a gap, he is mashing square because he's got Bardock and Gogeta. That's just typically something that you're going to see that these type of players who play these characters typically do. There'll be a slight gap that's not quite big enough for them to push a button, and they're pushing a button anyway. And now that I know this, I have seen it with my mind's eye. I am aware of it. I'm taking this down. It's something that we're going to have to incorporate some countermeasures to make sure that these things do not go awry. As you saw, there was a slight gap from when I touched him with my jump in to where he decided, you know, it was time. And as you see right there, I tried to hold it, and now we know for a fact, if there is a gap, all you're going to hear, let me grab my control. This is what you're going to be hearing. That's what you're hearing on his end, without a shadow of a doubt. As you can see, 100% of the time, it's going to happen. But skipping ahead, I did bring his Gogeta down, and he beat me with solo Trunks, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I lost. I got cooked just now, bro. I got wiggity McWashed. You could catch me right now on the McDonald's 99-cent menu because I'm not even worth $1. But now we're going to take the knowledge that we just gained from game one, and we're going to see how it pays off in the next game. You always want to be thinking about what is it that your opponent does with that character, not necessarily what is the optimal decision from that character. That being said, we know he mashes. We know when it comes to things on block, he is impatient. We know if there's gaps, we can exploit them. That being said, although this combo is a blue beat, which I'm not even sure how it's a blue beat because I do that combo all the time. I guess I was just like a frame off on my grab, but you know, it is what it is. We get him on the ground. We know he's going to mash, gets hit. This time we get a nice juicy confirm into a kill, making sure Gogeta is off the board. So far, we got a character down and we took no damage. This is a 100% turnaround from what we witnessed in the last game. Now he's going to come in, start doing pressure, cover it with an assist like he always tries to do. We take note of this. Now it's my turn to do my stuff, and I whiffed. But as you saw, once again, confirming what we thought, anytime there is a gap, he is pushing the button. That man was going to press square regardless if I whiffed or if I was in range. He had already pre-committed to that. He starts his pressure, coming in. Good stuff, covers it with an assist. And I get hit, because that time I tried to push a button, but he drops it. But he picks it right back up. He doesn't have the meter to kill, But, you know, if he sparked, he could probably actually kill me here. But, you know, he's not going to waste that resource right now. And here I come coming in. And there was a gap. A small gap. That's why I delayed my 2H. And it clipped him. As you guys saw. Taking what they give you and turning it against them. That's what type of player you need to be in order to improve. And right there, once again, Blue Beat, I really got to work on that. Some of this damage I clearly am not deserving. And right here, I made a hard read that he was going to push a button because for whatever reason, when he techs, he always tries to throw a key blast or he thinks I'm going to jump in and then he tries to meet me with a light. So that was just more of a big brain play. We're not going to count that as brownie points for me. So now we have to deal with his Trunks. Will his Trunks push a button? Which brings us to this point right here. He misses a confirm, runs up, tries to get something by just mashing, and then he ends up getting dump trucked in the face. He gets clipped by my jump in, and now we're out here doing some nice, juicy damage. And now we're out here just, you know, playing that neutral, just saying fuck neutral, we're coming in. And then, as you saw, immediately when he blocked something, he tried to mash. We hit him with that young aerial backdash, stuck out the 5M, and he ran right into it. And even though we won, the knowledge that we gained in that round is we can 100% confirm, without a shadow of a doubt, that is exactly how his playstyle is going to boil down to. Every single time we can bank on it, so we can now preemptively push buttons in certain situations where we might have some trepidation in doing so. But right here, we're going to see if we can actually land my combo without it turning into a Blue Beat. And it might be an online-only thing. There it is! Man, where have you been at, fam? Where have you been at? So we get in here. Oh, man, there was a gap. What does he do? He tries to press square, cost him his Gogeta. His Trunks is taking some nice, juicy damage. So you know if we get his hands on Bardock, we got to snap that Trunks in there so we can't recover all that blue life. So we're going to see what's on the menu for breakfast, and I eat an assist to the face. But see, came in there mashing. We knew what he was going to do, slightly outside of the range of an actual confirm, which allows me to recover, do about half his life into a snap, see what he's got. Coming in with some nice air dashes, looking kind of crisp, but unfortunately for him, he super dashes. This time he actually doesn't fall for the chicanery, but he just couldn't keep his hands to himself. He saw that my assist got clipped, he thought it was me, he started pushing buttons, and unfortunately for him, Trunks gotta go bye-bye. That being said, the only thing he's got left on the table is his Bardock, and we already know he will preemptively push buttons anytime he thinks he's plus, so we're just gonna go ahead and hit that young reflect, get some nice damage, give him some divine light, and I love this. I knew he was gonna try to tech up and then hit me with a button, so obviously we're just gonna dash forward, put up the old stop sign, and tell him get up out of here. And as you can see, I'm popping off because I'm like, how dare you think that you're gonna come out here and just cuck me out of a W? No sir, no sir, give me my points. This set right here is another good circumstance of where you need to use the knowledge that you gain in game 1 in order to do better in games 2 and beyond. And one thing I will say off the bat is this guy is very hyper aggressive. He will jump at you and he will always push a button. As you can see right there, he jumped forward, pushed a button in the air every single time. Now that was a good use of an assist to cover his key blast, coming in with the low. Good stuff there. But every time he jumps forward, he is going to push a button. It's something that's in his DNA, and it's something that like I didn't take seriously for a while. Like, see, he jumped in the air, forward dash, super dash, jump forward light. Like, as you can see, every time he goes forward towards me, he is going to be setting up for a button, which means he's 2Hable. He's susceptible to assist. He's susceptible to me just backdashing and catching him on his landing frames. There's a lot of different ways I can play it, just like there, reading it, getting a nice juicy 2H, and we've gone from almost being clipped and not being able to play with this character to getting into a position where you can argue we might even actually have the life lead as we get 21 out there and get Zamasu into the fray. Once again, as you see, jump in button every single time. He's gonna get this nice juicy snap, jump in button. If he jumps forward again, you'll see jump forward, jumping in button. It's just something that's hard-coded. Button. Button. Like, whether I'm on the ground, whether I'm in the air, whether he's in territory to hit me, whether it's going to whiff, button. I even get a second chance at it. Button. Every single time. He has got zero fear. And up to this point, I've shown no cards of you needing to fear it, because as Vegeta's looking healthy again, I haven't done a good job of, you know, actually getting the hit in order to snap him back in. And look at all the blue health. He's recovered. He's already looking nice and fresh and recharged. Right there, I get hit by the double overhead, blocking the first part, getting clipped by the second one. And right now, you know, I'm using Spark. It's my time to shine. I'm getting in there. Right there, you see he's trying to do all types of chicanery, but he's going to have to hold this because no one ever blocks 6M into Dragon Rush. No one ever takes that Dragon Rush. Don't know why, but we're going to try to get some nice damage and get him up out of here. I didn't think it would be worth it to spend my level 3 because I did not think it'd be enough to kill. But as you saw right there, those jump-ins that Vegeta just did, anytime he's in the air, he is going to push a button. It's like clockwork. All I have to do is wait. Unfortunately, Zamasu was taking that all-expense paid trip on the Duff Express. So eventually we do take care of business and we get his good old-fashioned Super Broly up out of here. And instead of being a little bit more aggressive, I'm sitting here holding this block stun. That's plus. He backdashes, which was nice, very clean. He either knew I was going to try to reflect or if I was going to try to push a button and challenge him, but he decided to keep it safe, watch me do something stupid, sticking my leg out there. And here we go. We already know base Vegeta hits for a lot of damage. And here comes Key Blast setup, jump in, button. And right here, I'm really just getting toasted by these reckless jump in buttons. All right, game 2 has started, and as you can see, he's trying to jump in every single time. And right there, I'm just not having it. Hitting him with the young 2H, calling my boy Cooler, getting this nice, beautiful damage. And unfortunately, I do drop the combo, but we're going to sit back, see what he does. We're going to start challenging him. As you saw in the air, we weren't having it, and I was like, all right, my guy, I guess that works. Unfortunately, you just sacked your character. I'm not sure what the game plan was there. If that was an input error, if he just knew that I was going to push a button. And nah, that time we just waited it out. And now we're just sitting back waiting for him to come to us, do the jump-in thing that he always likes to do, jump-in button. Right there, we knew it was going to coast right over our head. We just decided to answer him with that beautiful, beautiful standing light. But as you guys can see, it's something that you can almost bank on. It's just part of his playstyle. I don't want to say it's hard-coded into his DNA, but that's kind of who he is as a player. So right now, we're just going to get that nice, beautiful damage, try to get some nice pressure here. Good job on the blocks, good job on the reflect, but unfortunately, you reflected the assist, not me. So I'm still in your grill, going to get the Dragon Rush for the kill. And now, look at how different this is. We have 3 characters to his 1. Now, granted, it is sparking Zenkai boosted Trunks, and right there, ooh, my man was trying to reflect yet again, and unfortunately for him, he's going to have to hold a little bit of damage. I knew we weren't in a killing threshold, so I wanted to conserve my meter because this dude still is rocking that Zenkai boost and 5 bars, and we already know Trunks hits like a truck. And if I'm not bad here, this is a easy clapper-rooney, and easy clappers, ladies. They're almost a perfect. We went from getting cooked to almost a perfect. Is this a fluke? Let's see how it goes into game 3. So as you can see, I get clipped, and he jumps in with a button. Unfortunately, the trajectory was a little bit off, so I do clip him on the way back. And right here, we just open him up for some nice, good old-fashioned all-American damage. Hopefully no blue beats, but we're not going for all that. He vanishes out, jumps in, hits me with the low. Wasn't watching my tootsies. Unfortunately, that's how you lose footsies right there. He goes for it again. He goes for the same Oki every single time without fail. I probably could have reflected there, but, you know, for whatever reason, my brain just decided, nah, you're bad. You deserve to lose this character. And I'm like, you know what, brain, you're right. As you can see, goes right there for a jump in right afterwards. Gonna hold all this, gonna go jump in again, and right there I get opened up by a Dragon Rush, and that was a lot of pressure to block. And once again, Dragon Rushes are more dangerous than they have ever been. Thanks, Season 3. Thanks for that. But anyway, now we're down an entire character. How are we going to respond? We got to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm using my 5M to actually move me out of position. And right there, I guess he tried to stick out a Key Blast. Unfortunately, he underestimated the range of what I like to call 5M the GOAT. Because 5M the GOAT is the GOAT for a reason. That thing goes out far. It moves where I am. It's very extensive. It does a lot of damage. And right here, I just get grabbed. It's just a good grab. There was nothing fraudulent about that. And right there, I knew he was going to jump up and push a button, and yet for some reason my brain just decides, nah, he wouldn't do it this time, and end up getting hit. Right here, we get reflected out. We're gonna see what he's going to do. Good reflex. I'm gonna see if he's gonna try to push a button when he tries to run up at me. See, he jumped and he pushed the button. This man has never been near me in the air and not pushed a button. There are so many opportunities where I could have just 2H'd this dude. I could have just 2H'd him. And here I am about to go down 2-1 in the set. But don't worry, we got Zamasu. He's packing 5M, the GOAT, Sparking, and a Zenkai boost. So any touch right now will be very dangerous. So we're just going to sit back, relax, see what he's going to do, see if we can open him up. Good reflect. Good reflect. And right there, another opportunity to 2H. He technically gave me 2 of them because I could have 2H'd that Vanish as well. Putting myself in a lot of various ugly situations. And right there, I could have got a hit confirmed. There are so many imperfections to my play that I could have killed 2 of these characters by now. Like 2 times over. Like right there, he thinks I'm not about to actually stick out a button, and right here he's gonna have to eat some damage. Just gonna stick out that 5M, make sure he realizes that we're not just gonna give him any free real estate in here. And once again, 6M into Dragon Rush. Nobody's taking that. I don't want to say it's free, but man, it's looking like it's buy one get one at this point. So right here, we know he loves to jump in with this character. Do I make any adaptations for that? Unfortunately, I'm just going to eat a good old-fashioned grabs. Here he comes again, and that time he did not recover in time. I think that might have been a whiff punish, and right there, you know, we get the quick stand, and you already know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Edgar Allan Poe, quote the Raven, nevermore. And unfortunately for me, it actually doesn't kill. So now I'm just waiting for him to do something, and he ran right into a Ki Blast, and I thought it was hilarious, which is why you see me at the bottom of the screen laughing, because I'm like, man, all that all that bravado just to get killed by a Ki Blast to the dome. Now you may be saying, well, you didn't really use the matchup knowledge in order to beat your opponent. You just kind of outplayed him in the second half of the second game, which you are right. But you noticed when we went back and looked at the footage, we saw so many consistencies in how certain people play. We saw how one person was always mashing on block anytime there was a gap. There's someone who was always going to come in with a jump in. And like, there's about 15 opportunities in that Game 3 situation alone where I could have just sat there and 2H the bejesus out of Broly or Vegeta or Trunks for that matter. And I just sat there and just let them, you know, rack up free damage for no reason, making it a lot tougher than it ever had to be. And we already know, you guys have watched my videos. Oh, I got the 2H's. Oh, I got the 2H confirms. But in that game, I went full amoeba brain mode and things just didn't work out. I was like the 4th member of the Amoeba Boys from the Powerpuff Girls. But once again, that's neither here nor there. Point is, watching your match footage, you can easily see what you got hit by. You will notice patterns in people's play. You will notice that there are certain situations that once you get put into aren't necessarily the worst situations in the world because you know how to outplay, adapt, and overcome. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this where I analyze my own VODs and showcase how some people have patterns and how to exploit them, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Remember, liking the video is free, doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe if you want to hear more. It's been your boy Laggin' SK, and I am out.